Hey guys, Mtashed here, and today I want to talk about the new Pinnacle weapon, the SMG, the Recluse, that you can get in Joker's Wild or Season of the Drifter. I want to talk about if you should go and grind for it, how it works, if is it any good, and I'm going to showcase that in a minute. But before that, I want to talk about the competitive grind. I want to, answer the question, is it worth putting in the time? Now, one of the things they changed is the glory you get and you lose after a win and a loss has been essentially doubled. So if you're on win streaks, you can get this very, very quickly. If you're winning and losing, if you're kind of trading, if you're winning at like 55%, you'll get it. And you'll get it about in half the time as last season because you get double the points, right? It can be demoralizing to go on a loss streak, but when you go on a win streak, you get crazy gains and you can get this thing in like 17 games or something stupid, right? So that's pretty cool. I think that's pretty cool. You can really have the time it takes to do this, and it's not as big of a grind. Now on PS4, on Xbox, the population is going to be quite a bit larger. Actually, I'm going to just say PS4. I don't know about Xbox myself. But on PS4, the population is going to be much larger, and you'll actually find some games. Most likely, you'll have a variation of good players that you're going to play against, and it's going to be really tough to win, or you're going to get slaughtered. There's going to be kind of medium-range teams that you're going to have really good competitive games, and then there will be the random team of people that don't know what they're doing, and you get a free win, right? But eventually, hopefully, you'll get this gun on PS4, and it'll be a good time, and if you put in the effort, you can get it. Definitely, for sure, worth it. On PC, however, I cannot recommend, unless you have an extreme amount of time, to get this gun, because it was the worst PvP experience I've ever had in a video game to date. I spent more times in lobbies waiting to find games than I spent playing games. If you look at the streams that I streamed this, it was a fucking nightmare. Okay? I don't want to be completely just like rude and grumpy, but oh my god, was this a bad experience. I was absolutely tilted 80% of the time because you'd spend 9 minutes in a queue and then you'd spend 7 or 8 minutes playing a game. You'd spend 15 minutes looking for a game, and then you'd go play up against the only people that are playing on PC that are Korean aimbot sweatlords and get shit kicked, even if you were on a good team. And for the average people, I cannot see you guys having a good time, because even when I played with some good people, like I played with Lucky and Buttwipe, some pretty prominent PvP streamers, and we were only winning maybe 60-70% of our games, and we're a pretty good team. If you're an average player against the PC population that is still playing this game, I don't want to be rude, but you have no fucking chance, because some of these guys are unbelievably good, okay? Now, I'm playing right now in this footage with some of the absolute best players in the world. I'm talking winning tournament after tournament. These guys are unbelievable. And there were still teams that were unbelievably good. They had, and this isn't, like, I'm not trying to be, like, racist or anything like that, but there are literally, like, Korean teams with, like, Korean letters or, like, Chinese letters in their names with terrible connections but amazing aim. And these are the types of teams we were running into because there's no one else playing. There was like 4 teams we played in the entire day. We played Nkuch's team twice. We played this other team of guys we knew twice because there's no one else online. At any given time, if you're looking to find a comp game on PC, there's no one. There's no one. I'm talking 15 minutes in between games sometimes. 22 minutes was the longest game last night to finally get this Recluse weapon. It is, I'm not going to get into it anymore. It's really frustrating. On PC, you're going to run into absolute sweatlords that will dominate. You'll maybe have a couple games where there's a couple weak players and it's like a free win, but I wouldn't even say that most of these games are going to be competitive for you because there's so few people matching and so few people playing that what's going to end up happening is it's going to match you up against people that are way higher ranked than you if you're starting out, and there's no situation where this is going to feel good for you, I think, on PC, especially if you're just an average Joe. And it's not anything to do with your skill, it's just to do with how many people are playing the game. Only the best are in there. Which is frustrating because I think a bunch of you guys deserve to use this gun, but it's going to be an absolute slogfest. I think if you commit to it, you could do it. You know, it's just going to take longer, but if you expect to do this very quickly, it is going to be a tough time. And that's a shame too, because I think this gun is really, really fun to use. I don't know if it's actually a top tier weapon, but it has the potential to be very effective in multiple situations. So now let's talk about the Recluse. Let's actually review this weapon and discuss, is it any good? Now, this is the very first time that I used the weapon. This is the first time I ever equipped it. I wielded it. I haven't used an SMG on PC ever, because hand cannons are just so good. On console, I could see this being god tier because of aim assist and how it functions. But even on PC, this gun was very, very good when used properly. So how it functions is the Pinnacle Perk. When you get a kill with any of your weapons, it doesn't matter if it's your heavy, it doesn't matter if it's your sniper or your shotgun, any weapon kill boosts the damage of this weapon for 5 seconds. Now, if you're using your sniper and then switch to it, or shotgun and then switch to it, you're only going to have about 3 or 4 seconds because of the time it takes to swap, right? But if you just get a flat-out kill with the Recluse, well, you're going to get a 5-second buff, right? Master of Arms. You're also going to get Feeding Frenzy, which will allow you to reload the weapon. Now, the thing is Master of Arms allows you to do headshot damage, 25 damage to the head, to the body. You can essentially spray someone in the chest with this and kill them just as fast as if you hit the head. And you kill them really fast, my dudes. I'm talking a 0.4 second optimal time to kill, like faster than the last word. This thing is unbelievable when you have the perk. But it is an SMG. Even with the damage perk, even though it extends the range out a little bit, you gotta be careful not trying to engage from too far away. I think that there's enough clips in this video to showcase that if you're not in the intended range, there's a very good chance you're gonna get shit on by hand cannons and pulse rifles and things like that. You know, you're not gonna have a good time if you're trying to map people across the map with this thing. You need to be, you know, playing it the way it should be. It's the archetype of weapon. It's a close range dueler. But once you get this thing going, it can literally take out a shotgunner before you can pull the trigger. You can kill people so fast. But even with the perk, look at this. Right? I'm trying to do some damage to this guy. I'm hitting him pretty hard. But engaging at that range is not a good idea. So I think that's one of the things I'll say is even though it has that potential to be the best, it also has a lot of situations where it's weak. And you're going to want to use a different weapon. And you might want to pair it with something more, you know, long range if you can. So I wouldn't cry OP just yet. I'm not going to say this thing is broken. I'm not even going to say that this is going to be that popular as a weapon. I know that it has its niche and it has, you know, some situations where it is very strong, but even the guys I was talking to last night and playing with last night, these are top tier guys, and all of them were like, ugh, I don't even know this gun's worth it. Like, ugh, I don't even know if I need this weapon. I'd rather have this gun, or I'd rather have this gun, and they just kept listing things that would be better and more optimal in different situations. Because that's the thing. This gun is the best under a certain condition. As long as you've gotten a kill, then it's a good weapon. But that's only gonna work as well if you have enough HP to continue on to the next fight. So if you catch people off guard, yes, it's good. Watch this. Melted. Watch this. Look at my HP. I can melt someone, right? He missed his shots. There is potential that this thing is stupidly good. Look at this. I'm out-dueling people with a quarter of my health. But this is also because they're missing shots. I could also very easily be punished here. But when it works like crazy. And if I had something like One-Eyed Mask or Worm Husk or Devour there, it would be an unending spree of death. People would spawn into me and I would murder them, right? I see the potential, but I also understand that it is situational and it's not always going to be amazing, right? If you look at something like Not Forgotten, which is in the same slot, I would say Not Forgotten is the better choice in more situations. Even the base time to kill on it, if you don't have the perk active, is pretty damn good. It's got more range to it, and when you get the perk active, you can do some crazy things where you take out someone in 2 shots and kill them in like 0.3 seconds or whatever the hell it is. It's really low, right? If you look at some of the best snipers in the game, like Twilight Oath, that is in the energy slot. So you have to start making decisions with your loadout on what you want to do. But I do think that this thing has some major potential. I think it is extremely fun to use, and I personally like the weapon. For me, I'm very happy that I did the competitive grind. I'm also very happy that I had an amazing team to play with to help me get there, because if I was just going in solo, it would have taken me fucking weeks on PC. Like, it would have taken me forever. And then I would say it was not worth it. So I think my opinion is very skewed because I got it in 3 or 4 days, and now I'm able to enjoy it and have a good time doing it. But for the average person, getting this weapon, with how situational it is, I would definitely, really think about how much time you have to play. I would look at how much you like using SMGs, if you're more of a close range or long range player, and I would definitely weigh the options a little bit here, because I feel that some people are going to put in 20, 30, 40 hours trying to get this, and some of you guys might be let down, especially if you don't have a good experience in competitive, especially if you're on PC. So that's kind of my thoughts on the gun, my thoughts on the competitive grind, if you should get it, because, I don't know, there's something that makes me feel like if I recommend this gun and tell everyone to grind for it, I feel like some people are going to be let down. Like, I just have this kind of internal feeling where it's like people are going to be pissed off for spending the time doing it because of how shitty that comp experience is right now. But then at the same time, if you're watching this clip, I bet some of you are getting pretty turned on by the damage. So it's like it's just one of those things that it's almost, if you like the effect, if you're interested in proccing this and trying to make it work, then it's going to be the gun for you. But I know there's a lot of people out there that like consistency. They like a set damage, a set gun. They like dependable things. And I wouldn't say that this is dependable all the time. There are a lot of times where you're going to be outranged, you're going to be outmatched, and you're going to wish you had a different weapon equipped, okay? So, I think that's my spiel. You guys can watch the last couple seconds of this video if you're interested. I'm going to shut up now. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I will see you soon, my friends. Bye-bye.